Hi. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's alright. Hi, Sandy. Jeremy Brown. Hi, Beyond. Sandra. Right. Just a quick one, I think, because Luke Marshall, if he's still there. Sorry, I'm a bit late. Lady Onyx. Yeah, late one. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I'll be on for long. I don't think. Hey, Roxanne. Spirit of Longthorn, how you doing? Yeah. Yeah. Exactly, Spirit of Longthorn, yeah. Yeah. Thought it's my mistress. Yeah. I said hello, Luke Marshall. This is only a quick one. Just see how everyone's getting on and how everyone is. Yeah, midnight. Yeah, what time do you call this? Yeah. Yeah. I said sorry. Looks weird. Right. What are we saying? Yeah, good to see everyone here. Flat Earth here don't represent any map or model. Just looking into what we've been told. Is anything like fair use, copyright, and all that? I mean, just in case I put anything on. Why not Midnight Gardener? Tried going live last night. Won't do that again. Look. Why have you been locked out, Roxanne? I've been locked out of so many hangouts. It's unreal. People dislike the truth. That's why. All right. Mills, Rebecca's, and Roberts. Encoder software nightmares. All right. Keep signing you out. I get that sometimes, Roxanne Glenn. Like, it won't let me comment or in the live chat and stuff. It says I've got to sign back in or something. I'll sign in all the time. I'm like, what? Yeah, it's not him again, is it? Oh, was your one Pat? No. I don't think they would, Roxanne. No, I don't think they'd lock you out. So some tomfoolery going on, if you ask me, somewhere. I think. Oh, Space Unicorn, how you doing? Well, it's all gone cold. All right, what we're gonna talk about? Chat. Yes, had a chat with him about the compelling evidence for the flat Earth. He said it was a government psyop, and then mentioned Earth curvature a few times during talk. No, I don't think she would, to be honest. I think there was rocks angling, some tomfoolery going on somewhere. Censorship and tomfoolery. Obviously. See it all the time. Went to see Richard D. Hall last night. All right. Right, okay. I don't get there's a few notifications I don't get either. I get them at last minute and it's like, you know what I mean? Stuff like that sometimes I don't get them at all. Yeah, I've seen that, Roxanne. Another channel just in case. I've done the same. I made another one just in case. Yeah, I've made another channel just in case. You never know with these religious fundamentalists of the globe. I've subbed your new channel, Roxanne, as well. I've got the new channel and I've not been on it to have a look how many. Because you need, what is it? Is it 100 subs or something to be able to go live or something? So I think she has Luke Marshall. Is that it up there? I think she has linked it. Oh no, that's Return of the Cat's Eyes one. Oh, computer's playing up again, I think. My other channel, Steve HV Live. The same as this, but she's got live on the end. All lowercase. Roxanne. Yeah, she's called Steve HV Live. Multitasking. Yep. I don't have too much trouble with notifications. You had one now and again, but won't that be unbelief? I approached pre-painter and decorators today and asked them if they had ever seen curved bodies of water. They all honestly admitted they hadn't, and were grateful for discussion about science. Yeah. I don't think anyone's seen any curved bodies of water because water's formless. Even the word water, like I said the other day, it comes from the word aqua. And the word aqua, the etymology of the word aqua means even level surface. So it's good beyond belief. You need to talk to people, yeah, about science and what things are. Okay, Roxanne Glen, thanks. I dig the hangout name. Does it keep the trolls at bay? No, not in the comments. No, it doesn't. Project Eli. I've had one, two, three. I think since I started going live on not just not, but they're not leaving comments on the live hangout videos. They're just leaving comments on the other videos. I think I've got four. I think four trolls. I think I'm honoured. I'm honoured. I've got four trolls. I need another three more. Yeah, I've got seven then. Seven dwarves. Seven trolls. I don't use Twitter or Facebook. Right. Anybody want to come on quickly? Or name and shame them, Steve. I don't want to give them the attention, actually, to be honest. They don't deserve the attention, really. Especially one of them. He had a right potty mouth and he was putting in homophobic comments and all sorts. I'm not even homosexual. I'm married with three kids, but he was still putting it in there and it was just homophobic and stuff like that. And he had a right potty mouth, using the C word and horrible. Not to me. It didn't bother me. It's only words at the end of the day. It didn't bother me, but other people that are coming and looking and reading the comments and stuff, I didn't want them seeing it. So I've basically hid him from leaving comments, and I've reported him for abuse and stuff like that. Abuse and bullying and abuse or something. Not that it were bothering me, do you know what I mean? But he were also aiming the comments at other people that are leaving comments on my videos as well. Abusive language towards him and that and everything else. So I said I just reported him for abuse and bullying and stuff like that. But nothing will happen. Nothing will happen about it. And like I said, it weren't bothering me. It was just I just thought it might bother other people. So I've just blocked him. I'm bad with profanity, a life digging holes and working behind bars. It's only words. Exactly, it's only words, but other people, I mean, you don't know. Especially with younger people looking in and stuff like that and reading the comments and stuff like that. You don't need all that bad language and stuff like that for them. You dug holes. Surprised me. I'd repent a life digging holes and working behind bars. It's only words. Yeah, like I said, only words at the end of the day, but it don't bother me. You know what I mean? All that language when you work on building sites and stuff like that and everything. So it don't bother me. It's just other people, like I said. Just ad hominem attacks all the time. It's not on. Told him, I said to him with one of the first comments he made, and that I says, look, your logical fallacy won't be tolerated here. If you're using ad hominem and that stuff like that, you're gone. Because I'm not having that on this channel. I said, especially if there's younger people or anyone like that reading or looking in. Oh, so you've not dug holes and worked in bars in Roxanne Glen. You just mean the people, right? Exactly. Do it your own way. Be yourself. Don't be anybody you're not. I don't watch JS not much anymore really because it just the things people come out with, it just gets me. I'm like, oh my god, it's cringeworthy to me now when you hear people talking like that and saying stuff like that. I don't know, but I'm gonna have to try and do it myself anyway. I'm gonna have to put myself through it, but yeah, there's a lot of trolls about. They're getting desperate. That's why. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real. Yep. I heard John telling a lad that after 3 miles of 73 feet of coaching, should know better by now. Yeah, should know better, shouldn't you, really? Been doing it a long time now. But people make mistakes. I mean, no one's perfect, are they? You know what I mean? People do make mistakes. If it's genuine, I don't know. But if it's a genuine mistake, then if it wasn't for trolls, I doubt I would have been convinced so quickly. I can smell BS a mile off. When I ask for reasoning in a debate, I expect it. Trolls made me know. Well, it's not really a debate, is it? Really, you can't debate. Science is not a debate. Physics of water and stuff like that. But all these people are like, "Oh, we'll debate," and all this. No, it's not a debate. Bring your proof. That's it. Yeah, we have to. Yeah, we have to talk about the trivium and the quadrivium, the liberal arts. And we have to pass this knowledge on and try and share it with people, so they can learn to empower themselves and learn to see through all the fallacies and stuff. Look at how grammatically correct some of his own comments. You can tell by what people are doing here by the what look at the walk, yeah, and the talk. Channels that are promoting activism and the trivium and stuff like that, and to empower people and that they get my what they call it all day long. I agree now, but it was the nothingness of trolls gave me more certainty, if that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, in the spirit of long phone, yeah, makes sense. Like I said, this is one of the biggest things at the minute. So if you think there's not going to be any like agenda's being pushed in it or anything like that, or agency involvement or all like that, then think again. Of course there is. Yep, Icus Vaticus, yep. Like I said, we need to show people the trivium and logical fallacy and stuff like that, so they can't be drawn into the red herrings and stuff like that and all the crap and be all the bullshit. Basically, see through it. We need to learn about, like you said, logical fallacy, the trivium, and that, and we need to learn about what actually pseudoscience is. That's why I did a video on pseudoscience, which basically screams the heliocentric model. Yeah, keep it simple. Forget the luminaries. Keep it to water and lack of curvature, and make Globis prove the claim. They have to prove the claim, Ricus Factus, because to say otherwise is a logical fallacy. The burden of proof fallacy, which is basically the burden of proof lies on the one making the claim. Yeah. And to say otherwise, like I said, is a logical fallacy. Or the burden of proof fallacy. So whoever's making the claim, that's the burden of proof is on them. I'm not making any claims. I don't make any claims. I don't represent any map or model or anything like that because I don't know. And I don't make any claims. I'm asking for the proof. Show me the proof using natural science or even applied science. And you can use applied mathematics if you like, as long as it's applied and you can show it practically. That's for proof, yeah. They're proof. They haven't got any proof, that's why. There is no proof for it. It's just a fantasy. There is no proof. They haven't got any proof. That's why you constantly see them using logical fallacy all the time. They've got nothing but logical fallacy and pseudoscience. That's it. There is no proof for the globe, well, for the heliocentric model. You know what I mean? Have any of you ever been successful in convincing anyone? I haven't. The only person I've worked with was my husband when I basically propagandized him with non-stop flat earth vids. That's to be done. No, no one's ever. I've never. Well, I don't know. Unless the subscribers on my channel from my cards that I've left out that are now flat earthers, I don't know if I've shown anyone and they've convinced them. I don't know. Nice one, Rob Rich. Yeah, waking up 4 people in real time made countless people go, yeah, well done, good. Chaka said the same, that I can't. Like I said, unless the subscribers that have found my cards, what I put out when I do my activism bits and that. And I was there myself. The trivium is of the utmost importance when even discussing this. Otherwise, you get taken on a journey among the stars, which has nothing to do with the question. Exactly, Ricus Vaticus. So the trivium's of the utmost importance. So you can see the logical fallacies that they use and everything else and say, no, keep it on topic. We want to keep it here on Earth, not looking up at the sky and looking out there and stuff like that. And to keep it down here on the ground. And look at it scientifically. Look at the physics of stuff and stuff like that, and how physics works and how things behave here on Earth. Not looking at a what they call it, water on a 0G plane or like that, or water in a ball on the ISS, something like that. That doesn't prove shit. Yeah, that makes sense. Spirit of Longthorn, yeah. Totally top Rob Rich, but I haven't been able to get anyone to even look into it in real life. Maybe people with Spectrum more. That's right, Steve, you have it already. Exactly, we don't live in those contrived conditions. Yep. You're invoking false equivalence fallacy. Yep. And red herrings and stuff like that, looking at the sky and stuff like that. It's not going to give you measurable proof of the shape of the Earth, to be honest, is it? Even looking at the moon, you say, "Oh, the shadow on the moon," and all this. Like, no, that's the what they call it fallacy. That isn't it? Begging the question. Because first you've got to assume that that's what it is, and everything else. Not going to give you measurable proof of the Earth, shape of the Earth. Looking up at the sky or any of the other stuff like that. Yeah, they do, Rob Rich. Keep getting to look up at the skies. And what's the other one that a lot of people use? Well, all the other planets are around, so why? So what makes the Earth any different? Well, like on my channel there, you've got a thing that says, "Well, all the pool balls on a pool table around." There's nothing the table around, does it? Well, the word "round" to me is wrong anyway. You shouldn't be using the word "round" because it could be flat. It could be flat and round, like a circle or whatever. We don't know, so we shouldn't be using the word "round." I've noticed that a lot. All the mainstream and all these trolls and everything else, they don't use the word globe or sphere anymore. They're using the word round. So then when it does come out, and if does happen to be like a circle round, but still flat. Obviously the land's not flat. We've still got topography and stuff like that. The water's got to be flat. Got to be level, horizontal, whatever you want to call it. But they don't use the word sphere or globe no more. Everyone's saying round now. I think that might be a get out thing. That they might turn around and say, "Well, we told you it was round." You know what I mean? So yes, beyond belief. Yeah, when they say it's round, it's a fallacy. Yeah, being ambiguous. Yep. Yeah, if you think the moon landing's real, it's probably best to move on. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they've hijacked the word round. They've changed it. They don't use the word globos or sphere anymore. They use the word round. Well, a coin's round and flat. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that the Earth's like a coin. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what the Earth looks like. You know what I mean? I don't know the full dimensions. So I've been stuck here where I am. I've not explored everywhere. I've not been everywhere. So what's that? Spirit of Long Phone? I've been on to the Trivium before I account Flat Earth, and I consider myself decent in a discussion. I have friends who we have spent years debating everything I've seen Flat Earth. Continued. Hello, Flat Earth Underground. How you doing? Yeah, the moon landings, but then what they call it? I brought up to someone once, and they just said, "Oh no, I believe the moon landings." He said, "He was in his 50s, I think." Oh no, I believe the moon landings. He said, "I saw it on TV." I just left it at that. I felt like saying, "Well, I've seen Harry Potter on the telly or Superman on the telly. Don't make them real." But I thought, no, just leave it. So yeah, the trivium's the way to go. Trivium, emphymemes, syllogisms, logical fallacy, all that sort of stuff. More of us need to look into that and learn that. So I've not even started on the quadrivium yet. I need to start looking into the quadrivium next, I think, a bit. But I don't think there's much that you really need to know about to deal with the trolls and stuff like that, anything else. But I still need to look into that and learn that a bit. I feel as if somebody gave me a box full of reality and I'm feeling like I want to jump in but feel kind of above them. So I don't know, but get me. Yeah. Bit of long phone. Exactly, Luke Marshall. I know they landed on the moon, I heard it on the radio. It's like on the TV. What's that? Sandy wants to Stephen Watson. I'm astounded that Rich D. Hall thinks the flat earth is a psyop. Thought he was a thinker. Wow, is he not more like mainstream Richard D. Hall? Rich D. Hall. Is he popular like mainstream sort of thing? Because if he is, then he's not going to touch it, is he? I don't know. I think all these more mainstream people and stuff like that, and they're not going to touch it because they won't be allowed to be mainstream, would they? If they were telling the truth, all the truth, and that, and keeping it real. Possibly most of the people we encounter are quite open-minded. I don't know. I've not spoke to many really. I've spoke to a few people, but a lot of people just don't want to even look and don't even want to talk about it. Just go, oh, no, don't be silly. I mean, how does it affect my life? Well, of course it affects your life. Yeah, because Fatigus right. Okay, Richard D. Hall is financially invested on aliens and UFOs. There you go. You see, that's why he won't touch it. That's why he says, "Oh, I know it's a psyop. Flat Earth's a psyop." Because that's why Richard D. Hall probably says that. Because, like I said, he's invested in aliens and UFOs and stuff like that. So if he knows that if he touches flat Earth, then basically, and all that's gone out the window, then. Yeah, I've seen that, Rob Rich. Yeah, Australian woman claims to have seen a Coca-Cola can during the moon landing on TV. I've seen that. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. There's nothing else to back it up. No, Steve, Richard D. Hall is not mainstream. His YouTube channel. Right, okay. I've never really looked at him, really. I've just Googled him then quickly and see what he talks about and that, but I used to watch Richard Hall. I remember him explaining gravity wells to explain how UFOs fly. What a joke. But like someone just said then, I can't remember who said it now. Someone just said then, he says he's invested in aliens and UFOs. So of course he's gonna like diss flat Earth and that because he'd lose a lot. Wouldn't he? He'd lose a lot. Andy, aka. How you doing? Anybody wanting to jump on quickly before I... Andy, you spoke to Andrew Johnson about flat Earth, didn't you? Good. So hope everyone's doing good. Andrew Johnson. Did you, Andy? Speak to Andrew Johnson. Who's Andrew Johnson? Exactly. It's pretty sad, Project Eli. Yeah? Deny the truth because if you didn't, it would ruin your gig. Exactly. Because a lot of people don't like the truth, do they? Rather live in. They say ignorance is bliss, but is it really? I don't think it is. And he just such a very weird interview it was. He was having none of it. A lot of people won't have any of it. They like don't want to know. They said they'd rather sit there with a comforting answer than the truth. They don't want their paradigm, their bubble bursting, do they really? Like I said, I think this is a controlled release, to be honest. They're going to push some other bullshit paradigm, I think. Try and get some other bullshit paradigm out of it, I think. So we have to be careful. Andrew Johnson does 9/11 stuff and his work with Richard D. Hall. Right, okay, so I didn't know who he were. I've not seen him. I don't go watching all that stuff anymore. I don't know if I'm what they call it, Project Eli. I think I am subbed. I don't know. Let's have a look, check it out again. Where are we? Yeah, go to channel. Oh no, I'm not. I'm gonna sub now. I think. I'm gonna sub now. Sub to this now. There we go. Just subbed Project Eli. I thought I was. I thought I'd come across you before, but must have been unsubbed for some reason. I don't know. No, I don't watch any other stuff now. These are all conspiracy stuff. I went through all that years ago. Looking at all that years ago. Now I've come to realise that most of it's bullshit. It is most of that, all that conspiracy stuff. Most of it's bullshit, just to keep people in that mindset and keep people looking at all the bullshit. Basically, not all of it, like you know what I mean. Some of it's truth. You know what I mean, and other stuff like that. But a lot of it's bullshit now. I'm just going to concentrate on this now and learning the trivium and the quadrivium. I'm going to start with the quadrivium soon. I mean, do a bit of that. Geometry and stuff like that. My channel is all over the place. Fair warning. Thanks for the sub. Right, Project Eli. Andy AK Rudolph Eschen sent me to Spirit of Longthorn saying this. Not sure he can be classed as a shill, and he don't actually touch the science stuff himself. He has the guy in the blue jumper. Right. I've never watched Richard D. Hall. Never seen any of his stuff really. I don't think. I might have done. Might have come across him at some point, but I don't ring a bell. We've been on for now. 39 minutes ago. Exactly. Well, I won't really. You can call it a conspiracy beyond, but I don't know. It's bigger than that. I think it's not. It's the only thing we're using words like that. Like I said, that triggers people and all into not looking. I think, oh, it's just a conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat wearers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It stops people using words like that. Like I said, that phrase conspiracy theory or conspiracy theorist and stuff was coined by an agency with letters, a lettered agency, and it's done its job. Like I said the other day, it puts people off looking at stuff. But no, you're right. There's nothing actually bigger than this. You think there's something that surpasses the globe, but we're not there yet. Maybe there is something bigger than the globe. Deception or whatever you want to call it. I don't know, there's something dodgy going on there, isn't there, with that? I can't think. I don't know. I looked into it a bit, but a few years ago. Like I said, I try and stay away from all that stuff now because it's just more distractions, in it, really. Just distractions. And stay away from all the distractions. Yeah, so stay away from all the distractions now and just concentrate on this FE and what they call it, the trivium and the education system and stuff like that now. And show it for what it is. So, excuse me. Simple, Steve. Anybody that doesn't address this is instantly suspected as a Shillington. Shillington. Yeah. It is. They're putting out more and more distractions every day to keep people occupied with loads of bullshit and loads of distractions and that. So we have to keep to just this, to flat Earth and to the trivium and the quadrivium and logical fallacy, all that sort of stuff. We have to keep to this and activism as well. Like I said, say thank you to Pete Andrew Cool Pics for letting me use the picture of the Isle of Man. I'm going to get that printed up onto a banner, I think, and get some wording put on it. Yeah, I'm going to try and get a banner done up for end of month. I'm going to arrange another meet up at end of this month. No, not end of this month. End of April. End of May. End of May. Another one. I think. I'll put a video out where it's going to be and to find out where we can do it. Yeah, we do. We need to, Robert. We need to come together and support each other, help each other through this. Keep to measurable substance, tangible proof, and natural science. Don't let them wander off into bullshit. Exactly, beyond belief. Don't let them wander off to all the other bullshit. Just keep bringing them back to the main points, to the measurable proof, measurable substance, tangibles, natural science, applied science. Yep. We're not only battling against the control system, we're also battling against the people who want us back in line. Yeah, you're right. Like I said, society is the cult, and the heliocentric model is the religion of that cult. And because we're trying to leave that, and we're questioning that, this is why they're doing it. This is why the people are doing this, trying to get us back in line and stuff like that. Policing themselves, aren't they? The people police themselves. That's a sign of a cult. You try and leave or look into it and that, and say, well, no, this is bullshit. All bullshit. The heliocentric model is bullshit. So once you start saying that, that's it. That's when you start getting attacked by these cult members. They're like religious fundamentalists. Well, we've got one in London at end of May as well. Well, is that Roxanne Glenn? She's got hers in London, hasn't she, at end of May? Or is she doing hers somewhere else? Is that a different one? I know that Roxanne Glenn were on about doing one. Or is it in June, hers? Can't remember. Is that a spirit of long form? I think flat Earth is maybe a kind of filter for people who don't give a fuck and can debate and still have empathy, humility, etc. I think it might be, like I said, it is flat Earth is real. It's true. It's not psyop or like that. It's real, but I think it's like I said, it's controlled release, and I think it's done to what they call it, separate the wheat from the chaff, basically, to see who's who and to see who's asleep and who's awake, who can see through all the bullshit and who can't. I think. You're off, Jamie. Good night. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, I think it's what they call it, to see who's fully brainwashed and who isn't. I mean, I was organising with John Jones in Feltham on the 26th. All right, okay. Because I know Roxanne Glenn's on about doing one, isn't she? In London as well, soon. If that's in June, I think she said something like that, summer. I think. You're going, Sandy. Right, good night. I won't be on much longer, I don't think. Yeah, Project Eli, yeah. I think that's what it is. It's to see who's asleep, who's fully brainwashed, who's fully asleep, who's controlled and who isn't, who they're controlling and who they aren't. I think. It's a good night, Sandy. It's not heliocentric. No, it's not heliocentric. What it is, I don't know. HV, I agree, and at Roberts the same. I don't feel better than anybody else, but well, honestly, I don't know. I really don't know, but I have more self-belief than I have ever had in my life. Yeah. I don't feel better than anybody else. No, I don't either. We're all the same. We're just men and women, and children. We're all the same. You know what I mean? Geocentric. But to say that it's either heliocentric or geocentric is a logical fallacy, isn't it? Or the black and white fallacy. You've only got given two options. It could be something completely different to them two. It could be something completely different to geocentric and heliocentric. I mean, we know it's not heliocentric anyway. It could be geocentric, but it could be something else. But whatever it is, it's still a level plane that we live upon, that we walk upon. You know what I mean? It could be something else, but the ground is still a level plane. Exactly. We all go to the toilet the same, yeah. We're all the same. You know what I mean? No celebrities here. No celebrities on flat Earth. Oh, sorry, the globe Earth deniers. Be your own be your own man, be your own woman. Be yourself. That's all you can be. Just be yourself and just be honest. Be yourself. Don't believe and don't follow anybody. Just be yourself. Any information you get, check it, double check it. Yep, it's not heliocentric. Begging the question saying the sun is rising. Then we call it sunrise and sunset, but it's not rising and setting, is it? It's just going further away into the vanishing point. Credit where it's due, that's all. Yep. Give credit where it's due, exactly. Don't follow anybody or believe anybody. If you get any information, check it out for yourselves. It's all about just being yourself. You can't be anything but yourself. Just be yourself. Tell the truth and just be yourself. That's it. Like I said, stick to cause no loss or harm to any man, woman, or child. That's it. All you can do. So, Island von Vicious, you think it's a 4D sphere? The horizontal of the shell would still be flat. Huh? In a 4D sphere, the horizontal of the shell would still be flat. Right, okay. But then if it's a sphere, then wouldn't water still have to curve somehow? I don't get that. Locally level, yeah. It's level here, but then when you go 100 miles on that way, it starts to curve. Oh, yeah. That is the internal process, growing finally and not looking for a leader, being yourself. Yep. Just have to be yourself. That's it. Don't follow anybody. Don't worship anybody. Don't follow anybody. Be yourself. That's all I can say. Like I said, be yourself. Don't follow anybody. Don't worship anybody. Don't believe anybody. Just be yourself and check things out for yourself. If anyone says, "Oh, go and check it out for yourself," go and learn it for yourself. Check out for yourself. Do your activism alone. Do it because you know you're doing the right thing. You don't need anyone else's approval. Exactly. You don't need anyone's approval. Yep. Do your activism and just get on with it. If you've got some people you can really trust and you know, I mean, do some activism with other people. If you know them and you can trust them and you know who they are. But don't put your, what they call it, your faith in anybody else or anything like that. Well, you shouldn't have faith anyway, or beliefs or all like that. Get rid of your beliefs and your assumptions and just try and get a knowing. Find out as much as you can by using your own senses and get a knowing. Double check everything. Triple check everything you come across. Find multiple sources and triple check everything. Yep. Growing up. What's that saying? Growing up is hard to do. There's a saying, isn't it? Growing up is hard to do. And this does make you grow up. It takes you out of that childlike mentality that you've been socially conditioned to be. At 54, I never thought growing up was on the agenda. Yeah. 42, I didn't think growing up was on the agenda. But this makes you grow up and it helps you get rid of your childlike mentality. Like I said, especially when you start looking at all these, the trivium and stuff like that, logical fallacies and stuff, you see through all the bullshit. When you don't have that childlike mentality no more, you become more wise in yourself. Yeah, start making videos, Island Von Vicious, if you want. Yeah, it's a good idea. Make videos, but make sure you can back it up Back your claims up with tangible proof, experiments and tangible proofs and stuff like that. Because if you're making a claim, then the burden of proof will be on you. Make sure you can back it up with tangibles. And that's all the only advice I can give you. Be the enemy of everything you read. Attack it from all sides ruthlessly. Yeah, exactly, beyond belief. Not just everything you read, everything you hear as well. What people tell you. Check it out, double check it, attack it from all sides. Even the stuff I'm telling you and I'm saying, go and check it out for yourself. Go and look at it yourself. Go find the evidence, find the proof and the evidence yourself. Don't rely on anybody else to do anything for you. And that's what got us into this mess in the first place. We're relying on other people and appealing to authorities and stuff like that. You know, no, someone's figured it out. I'll just believe it. No. Don't just go, someone's figured it out. They've told me this, so I'll just believe them. Don't believe. Well, figure it out and look for it yourself. Yeah. I've grown up so much in the past 2 years. It hasn't all been easy, but it has been worth it. 44 here, and I've never done so much growing up in my whole life. Yep, exactly, Project Eli. I've learned so much in the last about 4 years. But in the last 4 years, I've learned so much. So much stuff. I'm trying to store it all in here and remember it all. It's not easy, but it's good. And for the last 2 years, I've learned. The last 2 years, I've learned the most. I've learned a lot of stuff I didn't even know before. Revisited Soundly video yesterday. It amazes me how it goes up and over in a so-called arc for a start. If it were a globe, you would always be at the top of the ball. They can't even toe the party line. Yep. And if you look at that Soundly thing, Lake Pontchartrain, the power lines. If you look at that, it's ridiculous. You can tell it's a cherry-picked image. He's got the camera at just the right angle to make it look curved and stuff like that. Until it's cherry-picked. Either that or it's been photoshopped or something. Because if that was the curvature of the Earth, then power lines, the Earth would be tiny. It'd probably be about the size of the United States of America, the USA, America, whatever you want to call it. It'd be tiny. So you know for a fact that's exaggerated and it's not real. Just by looking at it. This to me is food. I honestly love these interactions, not in a sad B way, but in a at it's not just me kind of way. Yeah, it's good to know there's other people that are on the same level as you and thinking like you and everything else. Knowing that you're not alone, you're not crazy, you're not alone. You're actually intelligent to be able to see through all the bullshit. Wiser. Like I said, I can't push logical fallacy, learning that and the trivium and that enough. It makes you even more wise because you can see through all the bullshit. You can see all the logical fallacies people use and you can point them out in. Buying stuff we don't need money we don't have. Exactly, yeah. Consumerism is lost on me. Yeah. I don't buy things I don't need anymore. I don't buy things that I want anymore. I just buy things that I can use and what I need to progress this, basically. Buying stuff we don't need and money we don't have, yeah. It's how perspective works. Phuket Word did a great vid on it. Debunk soundless BS, hands down. Yeah. Just it's all about perspective. That's all it is. And the way light enters your eye and stuff like that. I think that's something to do with Fraunhofer diffraction at a circular aperture as well. If you look into that. I don't know if I can find that. I can find something on that and put a link just to Fraunhofer diffraction circular aperture. Here we are. See if I can get this up here, and then we can. Here we are. I'm going to get a link to this. Copy. There's a link here. It's Sheffield University, where I'm from, actually. It's the first one that comes up when you Google Fraunhofer diffraction at a circular aperture. Explains how light works when you're viewing light at a distance and stuff like that. The way it comes into the aperture of your eye or the camera, because the camera is based on the eye and it works roughly the same way as your eye does. So there's a link. Go and have a look. It's sheffield.ac.uk, so it's Sheffield University of Sheffield. That's another thing to do with, like I said, the light, how it enters your eye and everything else. And I think where Tony Dixon explained it quite well, I think, where he says that basically, if you think of the light, it comes in at angles. So that's why it looks like the ground's ramping up. It's just the way the light comes into your eye. Apparently, it all comes into your eye upside down or something. Then your brain turns it the right way around. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I've not looked into that. I have to look into that more. I don't know. But I know that's how light enters your eye, and apparently, and so look at that. And that's, like I said, that's a link there to the Fraunhofer diffraction at a circular aperture. It's about it aims to explain diffraction problem for a circular aperture. Diffraction pattern produced by a circular aperture, Aries rings. Sorry. Importance of diffraction for imaging, the Rayleigh criterion and stuff like that. Basically shows that the light comes in up at like an angle sort of thing. So that's how I think how you get the bottom of buildings cut off with the water line and stuff like that. I think I need to look into it a bit more before I can be 100% on that. So don't quote me on that at the minute. Look into that a bit more. But I suggest everyone go and get that link and go and have a look for yourselves. There's a lot of mathematical equations on there. It shows you airy pattern and airy disk and stuff like that. Yeah, right. So there's that anyway. And change has to come. It will never be by confrontation, direct action, etc., etc. Are all the constructs that stifled us. New way comes in. Yep. And to keep it peaceful. So that's what they want, I think. And that's what they might want. They might want people standing up and becoming what they call it, not being peaceful. They've got an excuse then, haven't they? To attack. Let's keep it peaceful. We have to stick to science, basically, and stick to physics of stuff and stuff like that, and empower each other. like I said, with the trivium and stuff like that, logical fallacy and stuff, so we can see through it all and stuff like that. That's what we need to do. Just educate each other with the trivium and that, and about how stuff works in reality, how the eye works, and how physics of water and stuff like that, and about pressure and stuff like that. I'd love it if the UK was a true community where people looked out for each other. It could be great, in my opinion. Not a utopia, but a real community where people cared and dreamed. You know, we can I don't know if you use the word hope. I don't know, but it'd be nice, wouldn't it? If everyone just got along and got rid of all this division. Like I said, that all the divisions put there on purpose, isn't it? I keep getting an itch. I got sunburn last Saturday, all blistered. Freedom lies in providing children with the liberal arts education. Tyranny depends on keeping people passive and in ignorance. Yes, beyond belief. You're right. Freedom does lie in providing children with liberal arts education. So we need to get this out there, the liberal arts. Trivium and stuff like that. The quadrivium. Because the education system in society, the state education systems all over the earth, they're all based on the Prussian education system, Prussian mimicry system, to keep people in servitude, basically. So yeah, soap operas have helped turn the nation into useful idiots, as well as the education system, turn people into useful idiots. Problem with any Ricus Vaticus. Problem with any group of humans, the narcs always want to elevate themselves as leaders. The dominance hierarchy need to be free individuals. Yep. Them people that are at the top that are supposed to be in power and stuff like that. The only reason why they're there is because they're lazy bastards. They don't want to do nothing for themselves. They want everyone to run around doing everything for them. Or they just sit on their ass and go and just travel around a bit. And everyone doing everything for them. So they don't have to do a hard day's work in their life. Real hard day's work in their life. I've started. My children still go to school, but I've started schooling them at home with the trivium and stuff like that at the minute, logical fallacies, emphymemes, syllogisms, all that sort of stuff. I show them all that at home. To teach them how to discern for themselves and see the bullshit, basically. Ricus Vaticus, I am not an anarchist anymore, as I know some people are like wild animals and need some sort of laws as they cannot simply move. Yeah, a lot of people are like wild animals. Can't just simply live and let live. Yeah, they need the laws, keep them controlled. But I don't know. End of the day, I don't think people would be like that if they knew exactly where they were and they knew they had the proper grounding. I don't think people would be like animals. So I don't think they would be like animals. A lot of people, if they knew exactly where they were and they had a proper grounding, it's because they believe they live on a spinning ball in space and there's no rhyme or reason and there's no consequences for their actions and stuff like that. That's why people are like they are. Because of that. If people knew exactly where they were and they had a proper grounding and everything else, and they knew that the Earth was a level plane of some kind, they knew it'd have to be created from something. I mean, someone have to create it. It's not just going to be a big bang and then you're going to get a level plane in space. You know what I mean? It's got to be created somehow. So For what reason, I don't know. I'd like to know. I would love to know why we're here, who we are. Don't bother me if it's something bad or not. Don't bother me. Just what they call it. I'll still get on and do what I do. You know what I mean? Still be the same man that I am. But like I said, I don't think a lot of people would be as bad as what they are if they knew exactly where they were. Oh man, yeah. Thanks, Space Unicorn. It's got to be done, hasn't it? I mean, like I said, my children still go to state schools and stuff like that, but I do as much as I can at home. On top of that as well, like I said, teaching them the trivium a bit and that. And when we've got that down a bit, I'm going to go onto the quadrivium and start doing that. I'm showing my kids that as well. Exactly beyond belief. Yeah, we can't know anything solid about who we are until we get the first one where we are. Exactly where we are. Yep. Well, we know it's some sort of level contained system. It has to be. It's the way pressure works and the way we build and produce and maintain pressure and water being level. Water defines level. But they say, "Oh no, well, gravity changes when the body of water gets so big it starts to curve because of gravity." Then, like I said, well, show me. Where's your proof? At what scale does gravity change the physics of water? It would have to change the physics of water. I think I once said that to somebody in a comment somewhere. So, at what scale does gravity change the physics of water or the molecular structure of water to allow it to curve? They went, it wouldn't change the molecular structure because it won't be water. I said, exactly. That's my point. True, knowing where we are will help lead us to know who we are. Either way, I don't think it means we are. I don't think it means created by default. If you don't know where you are, you don't know who, what, when it is, how it all came to be, and finally why. Non-violence has to be the way going forward, in my opinion. Black bloc is infiltrated. It's designed to fail. Violence breeds violence, and the state and our experts at it. Petrobomb, Eaton, yeah, violence breeds violence. We've got to do this without that, with no violence, non-violence, peacefully. Just use as minds. Use your mind. Use your brain. Use your mind. Use your intelligence. All you need to do. Have I got brown fingers? I don't know. I don't smoke as much as I used to. I used to be on like 20 a day years ago, but over the last few years, I've cut right down to like 5 a day now. So unless I'm going out and have a couple of beers, then I'll smoke a little bit more. But I don't smoke as much anymore. Your engagement is tacit complicity in their conduct. Yep. I've never voted. I think I voted once years ago, or maybe twice. I don't vote. I don't have anything to do with that. I just say I do not consent. Anything that the powers that should not be are doing, I don't consent to it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, mine are £8 a packet. £8 for 20. At least a 20 again now. At one point they went down to like 17, 18 in a packet. I don't smoke that much anymore, maybe 5 or 6 a day, because I've got to go outside. There's a door out here, and I shut that door, and I go into the porch, and I open the front door, and I have one out there. So although I ain't got brown fingers, like I said, I don't smoke that much, so my thumb might be a little bit from nicotine. That's about it. Stephen Watson thinks he's got brown fingers. Well, I've been picking my bum. No, I might have a bit of nicotine on my thumb somewhere, but no, I used to have brown. I used to when I smoked roll-ups years ago. My fingers used to be brown with nicotine. But since I've stopped smoking roll-ups and I don't smoke nowhere near as much as what I used to, my fingers aren't brown anymore. They're not that bad anymore. You don't want to use bleach. If I do get a bit of brown on my fingers from nicotine, I just get a pumice stone and just wash my hands and just rub it on a pumice stone. It takes a little bit of skin off and then you get rid of it. A pumice stone's good. Like when you, what they call it, get ink drawn on yourself or something, you get ink on you. It's hard to wash off sometimes. So you just get the pumice stone and just give it a gentle rub with your pumice stone and it comes off. I think a lot of these trolls have got brown fingers and fists and other things brown and all. I think the tongues might be a bit brown, the noses, I think. I'm not saying all of them, but a few of them, I think. Brown noses, I think. Brown tongues. All right, Budget Delight, you've quit again. Well done. I quit once for 3 months. So I was working away with people that didn't smoke, so I didn't feel the need to smoke. So I was around people that didn't smoke. When I came back home again, and because my wife smokes, I started smoking again. I think it's just a social thing I do it, but that's all really. And so many unanswered questions: the where, the who, the what, the purpose, the origin. At this stage, we can only work with the knowledge we have thus far. Yep, we can only work with the knowledge we've got this far. Yep. Right, because Vaticus. But we need to keep going, keep moving forward. Don't get held back by all the bullshit and everything else. Just keep learning, keep moving forward and learning. Yeah. All right, how long have we been on for? I think I'll be stopping in a minute because it's 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. I'm gonna be going to bed. I think going for a cigarette and going to bed. Good night, Ricus Vaticus. Yeah, I think I need some sleep and all. School runs tomorrow. Well, I think wife's taking kids to school in the morning, but I don't know what to call it. Yep, slavery awaits. The cult of society awaits. Good night, Ricus. Stay safe, yeah. I think I'm going to call it a night. I think nobody's come on, have they? So Thanks, Steve. Haste, yay, back, man. Nice one. Right, yeah. Thanks, Zoo Scott. Thanks for popping in. I'm gonna call it a night now. Island one was just it's 1 a.m. here, and I'm gonna go to bed. I didn't go to bed till late last night, and yeah. Night, Luke. Night, P900, Sandra. Stay safe, everyone. Good night, Andy, aka. Right, execrate. You too, mate. Take care. Yep. Stay safe. Yeah, look after yourselves. Yeah. So look 16. Right. Okay. Yeah, of course I do. A bit of stubble coming back. Bags under my eyes and doing all like saggy and so I need my beauty sleep. I mean, thanks, Project Eli. Good night, everyone. Bye.